Alright, guys. We're gonna do scary story time since it's Halloween week. We got two bums that are ready to give real stories. Real stories. Real. We got Giselle. And then we got Giovanni over there. So we're just gonna do a story time since you know it's Halloween week. So you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, social media. And then I was talking to you. Oh, you're ugly. And we're just gonna get started with the stories now.
It was a time when we went to Mexico. It was me and my dad. And during that time, we went to a party with our little cousin named Christian. So during that party, we came back home like around, what was it like? I want to say almost 3 in the morning. So we left the party, got home, went to sleep. And in my room, there's 2 beds. There's one bed facing the window and one bed facing the door. And next to that door is another window that leads into what would be like the dining hall. So we all knock out. And I have this habit of waking up randomly in the middle of the night. So I'm like this, knocked out. And then I wake up. And for some reason, I see my little cousin in the middle of the 2 beds. Standing up like this, looking at me with his eyes closed. I'm like, what the heck? It's like, Cristian, prende la luz. This man goes, turns on the lights with his eyes closed. His eyes closed. Turns on the lights. Goes back to sleep like nothing happened. And the light is bright like this. How it's shining? Like this. So he goes to sleep and I'm like, what the heck? I'm like, Cristian. Nothing. Knocked out. Something seconds later, the lights turned on. I start hearing something. So I'm like, what is this? So then I focus on the sound. I focus. And then you start to hear, it sounds like a lady. So I try hearing what it is. It sounds like I don't know how to explain. It's like a lady, like not crying yet, but like, but when you hear it, it kind of scares you. So say my little cousin's right here. And I'm over there. So I hear it from this way, but I'm by the door over here. So I hear it outside from here, the distance. And I'm like, what the heck? So then, my dumbass, I put my ear on the pillow. I'm like, all right, I want to see where this is coming from. I focus on the sound. It starts going. From here. I start hearing it, and I'm starting to get scared. I'm like, oh, why did I do this? Something seconds later, it goes from there to right next to the window. Oh. When you hear it, it scares the shit out of you. Like, you ever get so scared where you can't move? Mm-hmm. When this happened, see, I do this thing where I fart when I'm scared to scare whatever's there. Now, when this happened, I was hella scared. Okay. I literally thought if I'll fart, I was gonna die. I didn't want to breathe. I didn't want to speak. I didn't want to do anything. I just wanted to just stay quiet and hope it goes away. It went from this side to next to my ear. Like, imagine say you hear it over, say if you're on this side and you hear the sound, it's like, it's like you hear it, it scares you. It scares you. Like, say you're like this, haha, this makes you go like you just freeze. And the light's like this and it scared me. I was terrified. I thought I was gonna die. I had a little cover like this skinny, and I thought it was gonna pull the cover and kill me. Oh, I thought I was gonna die. I could have yelled for Dad because he was like on the room next door, but I couldn't. I was that scared. I didn't want to breathe. I didn't want to speak. I didn't want to yell. I didn't want to do nothing. It went from here to next to me. Imagine say you could hear me through the door, right? Like, Giselle. Mm-hmm. And then suddenly I'm in your face.
Oh,
Giselle.
Hell no, bro.
So afterwards, I had to pray. So I was like, Our Father who art in heaven. That's all I knew. I just did it over and over and over. Because I didn't know what to do. I thought I was going to die. And the lights like this. Imagine you're getting scared and the lights turned on like this.
Shit.
And Christian's still asleep.
You should have woke him up.
I couldn't. I thought I was gonna die.
You should have thrown chocolate.
How? If you move, you're dead.
It's
when
like
you hear
I
it,
know what you're saying
when
about
when you hear that, I don't know how to explain it, but when you hear that cry, it
paralyzes you.
Makes you
no,
scared.
you're straight up scared. Like you're scared. Like just hearing it, your body freezes. Like you're terrified. Like you know how you get scared, like how she got scared. Now this terrifies you. Like you hear it, you're like you're dead inside.
No, I know what you mean, because this one time in my room, Emily's like, she sleeps in there. The way the bed is facing, it used to be like that the whole time, and there's an attic, and that thing was never closed that right. I always tell them the story because I swear to God it was real. And that feeling that you said about being like scared, so to the point where you're like in the movies. I was sleeping, and like I always wake up in the middle, like of either at 2 or 3, like you said sometimes, especially when you're little, because when you're little you see stuff more. And I was sleeping, and I woke up, and I was looking around on the roof, because when I sleep I randomly look, and I saw the thing open, and I saw a face peek over, like I saw it sticking out like this, and I went under the covers and started breathing. Like I froze, like I got hella scared. And I was like straight up like this in my bed. Like I just didn't move. Like I didn't even want to breathe. Just like how you said, it's like, it's hella scary, to be honest with you.
That's true, Terry.
No, like you know how Yareli was crying? Worse than that. It's like to the point where you don't breathe.
Yeah, no, when you reach that point of scared, you don't want to cry. If you cry,
it's gonna get you.
You think you're gonna die.
So remember this story I told you? It was long ago, and I was in this room because there's a lot of toys. Remember that room with where you sleep now? That area with toys?
Yeah.
My jackets were there, so I went to my closet and I got one of my jackets. And sudden, I from here, cause I could see the stuff right here, and I was trying to get a jacket until I see this. I saw it was darker than it had light, that room, and I saw that little girl. She had hair like this, and it was a white dress, and then I saw her walk like this, and I got so scared. I was freeze for a little, and then I ran because she said it was in the restroom, and I told her that I saw something, and it was so scary because that room was dark, and I got scared, and I was crying because we were going to school.
Because the thing about the little girl is that it's not her first time she's seen it. It's not her second, nor it's the third time. This little girl, since I was 13, I have seen her. Because Alondra used to come into my room, and she would try to wake me up when she was smaller, and I would be sleeping. And one time, I saw a little girl run in, and I was hella mad, because Alondra, why is she coming in while I'm sleeping? I was laying down. I got up and I was like, Alondra, leave. And she stood there and she left. And then and it pissed me off because she left the door open. And I got up and I went to Alondra's room, and then they were passed out. And then later on, literally the next day, Yareli said she saw her in her room, and she's always seen that little girl. Literally not even 2-3 months ago, she saw her on the chair. Because supposedly, if you leave chairs without anything on them, there's a spirit that likes to come and sits and watches you sleep.
But when I woke up, remember I woke up in the bed and then I saw Luna, and I was like, why is Luna over there in the chair? But she had a different shirt, and when I look on the bed, she was literally right there sleeping, but she was wearing a different shirt. And that's when I got scared, and I covered myself and stayed there for a long time. And I was trying to wake up Alondra, but she was still sleeping. And I was under the blanket the whole time, and I was trying to wake up Alondra, but then she didn't wake up, so I just stayed there under the blanket, and I took off the blanket and I checked the chair, and there's nothing there. And that's when I told Alondra to turn the light on. That's when I slept. It was scary.
It's the worst thing of that is that people think we're lying all the time, but until my mom experienced it when she was pregnant with Alondra. She said that she was sleeping. Because my mom, out of everyone in the family, I think she's seen the most stuff, and it's in her room all the time. She said when she was pregnant with Alondra, she would sleep with my dad, and she knows the size of my dad's hand. So she was sleeping this one time, and she thought someone came in the room. And she said she felt it crawl, and she said she felt little cold hands touching her stomach like this. And she said she thought it was my dad, but then she realized it was 2 small hands. It wasn't a big hand, 2 small ones. And then this all didn't happen out of nowhere. It was all in the same period of time when we had a priest come over. We had the Virgen like painted on the wall with like rain. There's one time my dad, he's like going crazy about it because La Virgen was like painted on the wall with the raindrops. It leaked and he took pictures and everything. And this is all in a period of time with my mom. She would walk to the kitchen. She told me she would see an old lady standing like near the exit at the back door to the backyard. I always seen that little girl, and Yareli's always seen that little girl. Until this day, it still goes on. When we called the priest, when he walked in, the first thing he like said was like, "Oh yeah, you got something going on here." He went to every room and did it, and after that it got worse. Matter of fact, it got worse. And I'm surprised she hasn't seen nothing yet.
But wait.